Listen. Our Ghana favorite uncle, Uncle Ebo. So the Uncle Ebo is the name for us, but it's a favorite uncle for us. I don't get to see him. I only see him once a year. But I tap all I needed to tap. How bad do you want it? And I can see how bad you want to change. If you are set for that awesome change again, put your beautiful hands together.
Thank you very much. Please take your seats. It's good to see you. Joy, this is a wonderful place, isn't it? Wow. My first time of entering here. So thank you for making me less of an Okrasini because I didn't know this place. Oh, George, to show you that I approve of you booking me for next year and the year after that, and the year after that, and the year after that. I am going to make sure that at least 50 people come to the show next year. I'm paying for them. Now that you have the promise for 50 people, go ahead and fix the rates. That's up to you. So thank you very much. This is wonderful. Right. I am a storyteller. Ellie, can I have the water, please? You are not Ellie. Give it to her. Right. Thank you very much. I am a storyteller, and so let me show you what God can do with stories. Okay? So I'm going to show you the impact of stories, because all I'm going to do is to tell you stories. I'm going to tell you 3 stories. At the end of it, tell me whether God has not used these stories to bless you and to glorify his name. So, I am about 17 years old. I am schooling, 17, 18. I'm schooling in Accra Secondary School. I'm back in Kumasi at South Centreso. Those of you who said you hear me, if you've listened to me before, you would have heard South Centreso in Kumasi. I'm hanging out with 4 of my friends. All of us have come from secondary school. Now, let me make this point. Today, being in secondary school is not a big deal. It's so common. My day, that you are in college, they call it college, was a big deal. So secondary school boys, in the era in which I grew up, if you're a boy, you wore shorts until you went to secondary school. That is when you could wear trousers. So if you saw a boy in trousers, it's a statement. He's in college. And the respect we have. So here we are, 5 college boys hanging out at a junction in the street, feeling good because we had the respect and admiration of everybody. But on this occasion, one of our friends decided to share a story with us. His story: there is a new juju in town that when people chop that juju and they pick a fight with you and they hit you, you go on the ground and you lay on the ground till they urinate on you. That is when you can get up. And that it doesn't matter the size of the person. Once that person has that juju, once he hits you, you are down. You get knocked down until he reneges on you. So we're talking about this. Now, Kumasi, rumors like that and stories like that abound. Every now and then something else comes. But this time, this was what was up. I must tell you that of the 5 of us who were standing there chatting, all of them were strong boys. I was the weakest among them, weakest in terms of fight. Do you understand me? All of them have won battles. They have won fights. I have never fought in my life. And they could all beat me, and they all knew. I was the weakling among them. The strongest among us was called Yao. Yao could beat an ox. After him was Kwame. Kwame was not like Yao, but he too, he did. Do you understand me? So if you like, the way I want you to see it is, take me as Kevin Hart in the company of The Rock and John Cena. Do you understand me? Now, the Christians among here, The Rock is a gospel singer and John Cena is a pastor. And wouldn't it be nice if somebody puts this on social media, Uncle Ebo Whyte says. And they are telling us these stories and instances where the juju has worked. And we are laughing at the prospect of young people, of weaklings knocking down giants and having to urinate on them before they could get up. Just then, a tiny girl is passing by. This girl was the most obnoxious assassin person. You know those girls in a locality who would insult anybody, they don't respect anything. Everybody knows they don't respect anything. So the whole society ignores her and just ostracizes her. Nobody plays with her and things like that. She's passing and hears us laughing and assumes that we are laughing at her. So stops and goes, "Who are you laughing at?" And Yao, the strongest among us, get away with your Nkwasasem. And the girl said, "Who should get away with the Nkwasasem? If you like, come, I will beat you, all of you, now." So Yao, the strong one, decided to step forward and said, No, I don't want you alone. I want all 5 of you. Come together. He said, you'll be too light for me. You'll be too cheap for me. So I don't want to waste my strength on you. All you and all your friends, come together and let me show you where yes, I will disgrace you and I will humiliate you in such a way that you will not show your faces in public again. And at this point, I didn't have a crisis. Do you understand? Because nobody expects me to fight. When Yao and Kwame and Co are there, nobody expects me to fight. So I am standing back and enjoying the show. Do you understand me? Because what Yao and Kwame are going to do to this silly girl, you know, she's picked the wrong guys and she's going to get her comeuppance. And I'm standing there and the girl keeps yobbing and yobbing and yobbing and yobbing. And now, passers-by, you know, normally in a traditional society, the community do not want you to get violent. So they would try to patter a fight, you know. Oh, it's okay, munyai, and things like that. But this time, Momono, beat her. She's too arrogant. Beat her. So we had the permission to beat the small girl. But Yao is not moving. Kwame is not moving. Apparently, they have all remembered the stories we were telling each other. Do you understand me? Because if you look at this girl, tiny girl, and her confidence, and how loud she was, and this is South Central. South Central is not that big a community. Whatever happens in one side of South Central, everybody gets to know. And it becomes your name, you would have to leave town. Then, just when I was beginning to process the whole thing through, Yao. You remember Yao? The strong one. The strongest among all of them. Shouts, Mommy! For those of you who are not in Ghana, it's like saying, yes, ma, I'm coming. And then turns to the girl and says, you are lucky my mother is calling me. You would have seen what I would have done to you. Now, that's why I got scared. Because you see, Yao's mother had traveled. She wasn't in town. How Yao could hear her mother's call from wherever she was at the time. And Yao runs off. And I'm standing there, my goodness. My goodness, what's going on here? Then, you know, the next stronger person, Kwame. Kwame also goes, yes, ma, I'm coming. We were standing whilst we were chatting, before this girl interrupted us, came and set fire to everything. Kwame's mother had passed to go for the evening service. Not quite 10 minutes ago, she hadn't come back. There was no way she could come home without passing in front of where we were. At any rate, the service does not take 10 minutes. Do you understand me? She is not back. But Kwame has also heard the mother call him. So he also goes off. Then, the next boy, who is also stronger than me, shouts after Kwame, let me come with you and collect my textbook, the boy you borrowed, and then walks off with him. The guy had no textbook. He hadn't given the boy anything, but somehow he's going to take back his. And then the last one. So now we are two. The last one goes, Kwame, are you calling me? Kwame. I'm alone. The non-fighter confronting this girl, and she stands to me and says, yeah, it's now, look, you, come, I'll wipe you on the floor. Now, this one I know, this is one of the occasions I knew God loved me. Because just at that time, a taxi pulled up. And who should come out of it? My mother, returning from the market. And goes, hey, come here, don't have best me uncle. And I turn to the girl and say, you are lucky. That is story number one. Did you enjoy the story? Two more to go. Let me pick the lessons from here for you. It is all in your mind. It is all in your mind. Any one of us could have beaten this girl till she was rushed to the hospital. But because we were talking about the juju, that could empower powerless people to cause serious damage to strong people, we were all afraid. It was in the mind. It is in the mind. Whatever it is that is holding you back, it's not Beye. It's not powers of darkness. It is not evil spirits. We are often our own witches and demons, holding ourselves back because of fear, Because of fear of what we believe, we have given ourselves permission to believe. Sometimes, unfortunately, for Christians, we've allowed our belief in God to weaken us and not strengthen us. We are no longer, we don't believe in that point. The people who know their God and do what? And do exploits, not current day Christians. Not current day Christians. Go to prayer meeting. Go to prayer meeting. Let's give praise to God. Let's go into a time of worship. You could tell the level of the noise. Do you understand me? Let's confess our sins, then it comes down. You know. Let's bind the demon in and everything. Yeah. We are more scared of the devil than we are afraid of God. That we forget that for the devil to touch me, he will need permission from God. Not just that, he would also be given terms of reference and how far he can go to touch me. Do you know that? And yet we feel as if we are at the disposal of the devil. He can do whatever he wants to do to us. Oh, my brothers and sisters, it not be so. It not be so. It's in your mind. Your faith. Let your faith strengthen you. Let your faith make you strong. Let your faith make you do exploits and not make you feeble and afraid. Christians must be strong. Ghanaian Christians are weak, and they weaken themselves with their faith. The second thing here, in life, timing is everything. Timing is everything. You see, if this girl had come to us, if we're not talking about this, we would have beaten her. Look, I don't want you to be under any illusion about my four friends. Kwame, Yao, and Kwame were rough boys. Do you understand me? They were strong. They knew they were strong. They had reason to believe they were strong. They have proved they were strong before. How? They've beaten people before. They would have beaten that girl. But unfortunately, the timing, we're talking about the juju. And fear setting. And that brings me to my third point. Fear is always a liar. And half of the time, fear is our own creation. I'd like you to look back on the things that you feared 10 years ago, 5 years ago. Where are they? You are still here. But you couldn't sleep some time ago because of some fear. You couldn't sleep. Today, you are here. Where's the fear? Fear is a lie. And sitting here, whatever is holding you down, whatever fear is holding you down, can you please look the fear in the face and say, you're a liar. I'm not going to pay heed to you. That brings me to the second story. I'm going to combine two stories in one here and sell it to you as one story because they have the same point. In the 80s, I was the marketing manager for a Christian book publishing company called Asempa Publishers. We published a book called Bible in Headlines. It was a small pocket-sized book. And the team, we were so excited about this book. This is a book, it's an incredible work by our boss, then a British man called Reverend Peter Baker. He had distilled every verse in the Bible into one sentence. Every verse in the Bible, and every chapter in the Bible into one sentence. Not every book, every chapter, one sentence. And put it together, the Bible in Headlines. Fantastic work. And normally, our print run was between 3,000 and 5,000. But this time, because we're so confident in this book, we printed 20,000 copies. We were so confident that people will pick them up like that. I mean, because you pick that small book, if you want any reference, all you have to do is to flip through, you will find it. We were excited. The book comes out, and for 2 years, the book won't move. For 2 years, I have sold less than 20 copies. I'm the marketing manager. One day, I go to one of my biggest customers. Those of you who remember, do you remember UTC? UTC. UTC was my biggest customer. I go there, I go with my price list and samples, and the marketing manager there, the merchandise manager, for some reason, takes a liking to Bible and headlines. He picks it, he flips through it, and he could see the value of it. And I could see him get excited as he went through it. Then he turns to me and said, I like this. I like this. Give me 5,000 copies. Hmm. 5,000 copies of a book that hasn't moved in 2 years. And I told him, sir, thank you very much for the order. It's a huge order, and I appreciate it. But sir, I owe it to you to tell you that this book has not moved. We haven't sold more than 20 copies in 2 years. It may do well here. It may not. I am not too sure. So I'm not going to give you the quantity you are asking for because it will burden your stocks. So let me give you 50 copies. I promise you I will monitor every week from your shop floor. And if it sells out, I will come and tell you and supply some more. And the man sits up, looks at me, and then he pushes my samples and my price list towards me. And he looks at me for more than 10 minutes. He was just looking at me. Then he says, take your price list. Go. Just put together any quantities you think would work for me of any of the books on your price list and just supply it and bring the invoice to me. I'll give you the order. Do you understand me? He had reversed the process. Instead of giving you a pro forma, giving you an LPO, a local purchasing order, you go. Make your own selection of the goods, of the copies and the quantities you think I should have. Put an invoice on it, supply it, and come up and pick the LPO based on the invoice you submit to me. And for the rest of the time, when I was at Asempa, that is how I related to him. Whenever I went to him, he said, oh, but why are you coming to tell me you have a new book? Just supply it and bring the invoice. And then after that, anytime I went there, and the secretary tells him, I could go there now. UTC, those of you who are old enough to remember UTC, was a busy place. So you go to his office and there will be about 20 people seeking to see him, to sell one thing or the other to UTC. As soon as the secretary goes to him and says, Mr. Whyte is here, he leaves everybody. And then he will come to me and hold my hand and say, Mr. Whyte, they're saying, come, let's go. He will take me to the shop floor. UTC, shop floor. I said, have you seen this item? The guy came to me and he's making a lot of noise. So I just took a little because I was waiting for you. What quantity do you think I should take of this? This thing, what do you think? That I became his consultant. And he will make me help him with his decision making about all these items. Or sometimes he will look at the display. Do you think I should change the display? Should I? That was it. Then after that, he will ask me, yes, so what can I do for you today? Then I would say, oh, I was coming to, so Mr. Whyte, so how are you doing? I told you, supply it. Where's the invoice? Bring me the invoice. That's how I dealt with him. My friends, I did more business with him after that than the quantity he was asking or Bible in headlines. At any rate, if I supply that, I would never have had opportunity to supply any more goods because it wouldn't have gone. The quantities I asked him to take, the 50, he didn't sell more than 5. But I would have gotten my money. Do you understand me? I would have gotten my money. My reports to my boss would have been fantastic. But you see, in life, if all you chase is money, you are poor indeed. That is why Ghana is poor. Ghana is not poor because we are poor. Have you seen the judgment debts we can pay? Have you seen? Have you seen the amounts our people can chop? This is a poor country. If we were that poor, they won't get that amount to chop. Judgment debt, 250 million. Can you imagine? And we pay. Oh, we are not poor. But we seem poor because we chase only money. We lose everything else. I said I was going to do 2-in-1 story on this because the second one is like that. After Sempire, I roamed around a little bit. Finally, I went to work with an automobile company. So if you ever hear me saying that I have sold books, I have sold money, I have sold pharmaceuticals, I have sold cars, this is it. I've roamed around a bit. Went to sell cars. We were the agents of VW, Audi, and Skoda. I was the sales and marketing manager. One evening, I come out of my office into the showroom, and here is a man angry, and giving my staff such a hard time. So I walked to him, greeted him, and introduced myself. Sir, my name is Ebo Whyte. I'm the marketing manager here. Can we step into my office? Please, can I take you to my office? No, I don't need to go to your office. Sir, please, let's go to my office. So, out of respect for me, he follows me. We go into my office. I said, sir, you seem to be very agitated. What is the problem? Sir, I have to, I have come. He said, today, I don't want any more explanation. I don't want any more excuses. I just want my money. The man had paid fully for a customized car. Joy, not any car. Audi A4. Customized. Customized because he had had an accident and the doctors have told him not to drive again. So he had ordered a car that would not require him to drive and shift gears. And he had paid fully for it. 6 months, the car hasn't come. And he said, what annoys me is now, when I call, nobody picks my call. As soon as they see, nobody picks my call. And so, I don't want any more. I have already passed by BMW. They have a car waiting for me. I just want my money. I want my money. That is all. So I told him, sir, this is the first time we are meeting. You don't know me. I don't know you. I would like you to give me up to tomorrow to find out the state of your order and get back to you. If after that report you want to still demand your money, you are within your rights to demand your money. But give me this evening up to tomorrow, I'll call you. He said, no, you don't call. You call. Nobody calls me. Nobody from here calls me. I said, sir, what would it cost you? It's only tomorrow morning. He said, okay, all right. He gets up. He walks away. I walk with him to his car. Engage him. But the anger is still there. He's had it. Do you understand? I think women understand that. Women, you know what it is to say, I have had it. I've had it up to where? He's had it. He wants his money. I walk him to the car. We chat a bit. He gets into the car. He goes. I run immediately to the accounts department. I am following the order. I want to know, what have we done? When did we place the order for this? car. Because for BMW, for VW and Audi and Skoda, they don't manufacture the cars and put down. Every car is manufactured according to an order and specifications. So I go to the accounts department. I say, Mr. Asante's order. His name is Asante. Mr. Asante's order. I want to know, where are we? We pick the book. They look through it. There's evidence of the payment, but we hadn't made the order. For some reason, the order had fallen through the cracks. Oh, by the way, we can't refund the money because we chopped the money 6 months ago. Wow! So I tell the accountant, please make the order right now. Please. He said, I'll make, and I said, no, you don't understand. I want to see you place the order right now. So he does, to Germany. And I said, give me a copy of the order you've made. So he gives me the copy. The next morning, I call Mr. Asante. As soon as I called him, he started shouting. As soon as I called him and introduced him, I said, this is Ebo Whyte from so and so. He started shouting, hey, you called! I said, of course. I said I will call. He said, no, your people, nobody calls. You called. What's the report? Say, I have good news and bad news. Give me the bad news first. The bad news, sir, is that your order fell through the cracks. It hadn't been made at all. Okay. What's the good news? Sir, the good news is that your order was placed last night. He goes, I said, it takes 3 to 3.5 weeks for the order for a car to be manufactured. It will take another 2 weeks to get the proper documentation and shipment from Germany. It will take 3 to 4 weeks for the ship to dock. It will take us 2 to 3 weeks to clear the car. Sir, that is the timetable. But sir, I promise you, I will give you updates every step of the way. Quiet for a long time. Remember, our competitors had a car waiting for him in the in their room, showroom. Then he says, okay, I hear you. The day his car came out of the factory, I called him and said, sir, your car just drove out of the factory. Okay, thank you. The day it was loaded on ship, I called him and said, sir, today your car got onto a ship. Okay, thank you. The day the car docked, I called him. Sir, your car has docked at Tema Harbor. Okay, thank you. The day we cleared it, I told him, sir, we have cleared your car. When can I come for it? I said, sir, give me 2 weeks. He said, okay, I've waited for more than I've waited, at this time, he had almost waited for 8 months or so. Okay, I'll wait. So I go to the workshop when the car arrives to take a look at the car. Beautiful car. Unfortunately, that day, we had over 80 cars. We had brought in 80 brand new cars from the factory. George, of all the 80 cars, it was only this man's car that had a scratch on it. Of all the 80 cars, apparently, somewhere along the line, not at Tem Harbor, Ghana, we think we have teeth. We don't have proper teeth here. They are in Germany. They had attempted to break into the car, but the car's security system was so tight they couldn't break through. But in trying to force it, they had scratched the door handle, the body of the car under the door handle, trying to force it open, and had left a scar there right under the door handle on the driver's side. So I go to my boss and tell them, this was what happened. At a management meeting, this was the conclusion. Look, Mr. Whyte, let's not tell him. Because this man, the way he's been angry with us, if we tell him, he will cancel the order and take his money. And I said, sir, I can't do that. I'll have to tell him. Sir, he'll be angry if you tell him. I said, listen, I send drivers with my car. So there could be a fault with my car that I may not notice. And notice it only when the driver brings it back. And I'll blame the driver for the scratch that was there, but I didn't see. But because I saw it after I had given it to the driver, I would say the driver did it. And nothing that the driver says will make me believe him. I said, sir, with all due respect, I will not want to keep my job at the expense of a poor driver just because I was too scared to own up to a fault. Management decision. Mr. Whyte, we have advised you. If you still insist on doing it the way you want to do it, let us tell you something. If that man loses his temper and takes his money back, the money is going with you. Your job. I said, yes, I understand. I think it's just fair. So I called the workshop and I said, I want you to polish this car especially well. And when you finish, I want you to park it at a specific place. But park it in such a way that the driver's side is towards the wall. So that when you enter, so let's say if this is the workshop, I said park it here. Like that. Driver's side here would enter here. So that when you enter here, all you see is this beautiful car, well polished, sitting there. And then I call him. And I say, is your wife in town? He said, Mr. Whyte, what do you have in mind? I said, I would like you to visit me tomorrow with your wife. He said, what do you have in mind? I said, my brother, I said, visit me, but come with your wife if she's in town. He said, yeah, she's in town. I said, then please come with her. It's okay, we'll come. Time, 2 o'clock. Okay, we'll be there. Then I go to management and said, I want a photographer. I want champagne. Come again. Yes, I want a special thing. The delivery of this car must be memorable. So, 2 o'clock, he was there with the wife. He said, leave your car. We are going to the workshop. So I walk with him to the workshop. So, remember the thing, the car is here. Do you understand me? The driver's side is to the wall. We enter from here. So we walk to the workshop and we are chatting. By this time, he and I had developed a certain chemistry. He is one of the most intelligent, witty, and very exposed people. He had traveled a lot. He was top-notch human being. And we're talking and talking. Then we enter the workshop. And then I stand. So he and his wife stand. And I'm looking at the car. And I ask him, Auntie, what do you think of the car there? So it's beautiful. It is beautiful. And I said, that is your car. And his wife takes off and runs to the car and opens the car and it's all over the place. Testing the sound system. It has the latest sound system. Surround, stereo. It's fantastic. So the sound is on. She's looking at the upholstery. She's all over the place. Mr. Asante does not move. He's still standing by me. Why is his wife was doing all this? So walk. I'm going to demonstrate to you how we walked around the car. Let the car be this one, okay? So the driver's side is here. The wife has opened the door and is in the car, engine, the sound system on. She's making noise and things. So we come and we are chatting. We are chatting. I am here. He's here. We go around. We are chatting. We don't break in our conversation at any point. And this is the rate we're walking. We're not walking faster than this. We're not walking slower than this. We walk around the car, and then we come and stand here, looking at the car. And then, I like it. It's a beautiful car. So when can I take delivery of it? And I said, you can take delivery of the car now, but I have something to tell you. I said, what do I have to tell you? What do you have to tell me? I said, come with me. Took him to the door and said, unfortunately, thieves attempted to get into your car. Because actually, the reason why of all the 80 plus cars, they attempted that one is because it was a unique in every respect among the others because of the customized nature of it. They tried to get into your car, and fortunately for us, they could not get in because the car security is such that you can't break the door that easily. But unfortunately, in the attempt, they've scratched your car. Now, I know you travel a lot. I know you've waited for a long time for this car. So this is what I'm going to do. I'd like you to take the car as it is. Go and use it. The next time you are traveling out of this country, let me know. I'll come and pick the car. By the time you come back, we would have taken care of that scratch for you. So you are not inconvenienced. And Mr. Asante said, Ebo, I saw the scratch. I was waiting to see whether you would tell me. Ebo, I saw the scratch. I was waiting to see whether you will tell me. And he said, we'll take the car as it is. I travel out of the country next month. I'll let you know the exact date. My driver will come and leave the car with you. But whether you're able to fix it or not, I am happy with the car as it is because you were truthful to me. You did not lie to me. So I don't mind. On the back of that, and through him, I sold more than 20 cars. Because he went to his office and got them to order cars from us. And then every friend of his, and because of his level, all his friends were running companies. He got all of them to come and buy cars for us. He would drive and say, what car do you use? Oh, why are you? Go to Uncle Ebo. Go to Mr. Whyte. He will get you a good car. He will advise you and tell you the right thing. I saw it. I was waiting to see whether you would tell me. Let's teach the lessons here. Number one, character is capital. Character is capital. That people say, oh, I don't have money. I don't have money to begin my business. I don't have capital. I don't have capital. Do you have character? That's your capital. My business partner, Mr. Rekon, runs a printing press. He doesn't need money to buy paper, printing paper. He's worked with this paper company for a long time. That if he needs paper, he calls the boss of the place. I need 80 reams of this paper, bond paper, 80 grams or 70 grams. Now, at the time he made the call, there will be customers with money queuing to buy the paper. And he gets up from his distance, calls the sales department and says, suspend sales. All the paper there, put it in a truck, go and deliver it to Mr. Rekon. He doesn't even know when Mr. Rekon will pay. There are people there with money. He's bypassing all of them. Why? Because from the beginning, Mr. Rekon was truthful to him. Would tell him, I have an order to print a certain number of copies for the government. The government will pay on this date, and I will pay you as soon as I get the payment. As soon as he gets the check, he calls the man and said, I've just received the check. Send somebody to come and pick your check. And over the period of that honesty, the man has decided, I will work with you. Character is capital. You know why businesses don't work well in Ghana? Do you know why when you need help, nobody wants to help you? Because anybody in Ghana who can help anybody has been beaten by somebody he helped before. So they have resolved, I will not help anybody again, including you. The other thing Ghanaians don't know, life is like that, and this is how God arranges it. The one who helps you to the top, when you are at the top and you get into trouble, he is the same one God raises to help you restore and be restored and vindicated. The same person. Unfortunately, what happens is that that person helps us to the top. Now we feel we don't need him anymore. We don't give him the respect that is due to him. We don't give him the honesty that is due to him. We don't give him the credit that is due to him. We rewrite our history. Anytime you hear anybody tell you, I am a self-made man, look at him in the face and say, you big liar. Self-made man from the where? Nonsense. How can you be self-made? How can you be self-made? The human being cannot be self-made. We were not created that way. A goat delivers. A sheep delivers. An elephant delivers. Chicken. In a minute, the babies are walking. Do you understand me? Human baby. How many months? How many years? Some of you, it took you 2 years to walk. Forget about talking. Some of you are still not talking. You know, do you understand? Self-made man. Really? So nobody breastfed you. Nobody bathed you when you were a baby. Nobody put powder, talcum powder on you. Nobody dressed you up. Nobody walked you to school. Nobody got you to school. Nobody taught you in school. Nobody helped you cross the gutter one time or the other. And you have the audacity, the impudence to say, I am a self-made man. The human being was not created to be self-made. We need each other. We need people. And the requirement is that the people God raised to help you, please don't disrespect them. Please don't be disloyal to them. Please don't be dishonest to them. Because they are the same people who will help you again when you are in trouble. I told you about Mr. Rekon. I meet a journalist, one of the leading sports journalists in Ghana. And he just won't go, you know, I want to print a sports newspaper. I said, oh, really? I knew the guy's quality as a sports journalist. So I tell him, oh, that's fantastic. I would tell my business partner who runs a printing press about you. So come and see him. I told him where to find the man. I said, I'm going there right now. I'm going to tell him. I think I can get him to print for you on credit till the day you are able to break even and are able to pay him. I can get Mr. Rekon to do that. I will guarantee your credit. So, you do that for me? Oh, that is wonderful. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. From there to Mr. Rekon. Mr. Rekon, so and so wants to do a sports newspaper. I think we should help him. He's a good man. Mr. Rekon says, Uncle Bo, he will not be able to come here. I said, no, he's serious. He's really serious. He's going to come today. He said, Uncle Bo, would you want us to mark it on the wall? He will not be able to come here. I said, Mr. Rekon, you don't understand. Look, the guy is serious. The guy is desperate. He really, really wants to run the newspaper. And I know it will do well because I know his quality. He said, Uncle Bo, I say the man will not be able to work here. And I said, let me tell you, 5 years ago, this boy walked in here with a newspaper. He said, I like him. Just as you like him, I like him. So I decided to print a newspaper for him. He didn't have money. So I told him, I'll print for you. When you get the money, come and pay. He said, Uncle Bo, I did 5 editions for him for free. 5 editions. Then he stopped coming here. You know why? Because now he had advertisers who were paying good money. He was making money from the newspaper. He went and printed in another place. And he says, I know that place did not give credit. So it means he was paying per edition. And the newspaper did not work. It collapsed. So that is why I'm telling you, Uncle Bo, the guy will not be able to come here. This conversation with Mr. Rekon took place in 2004, 20 years ago. Maybe the guy will go and see him tomorrow. I don't know. Ghanaians think they are clever. That is why we are where we are. There are certain people you should never cheat or lie to. Anyone God has used to do anything good in your life, don't cheat. Don't be disloyal to. Don't go and spread false news about him. I used to hold a certain office. Now, it was a good job. It was a powerful job. But it is a job I got through the recommendation of someone who worked in that company. The guy knew their boss was looking for a good person to manage an aspect of the business and went to the boss and said, I have a mentor who can deliver results. So the man comes to see me and gives me the job. And I'm doing the job. get into the job only to discover that the biggest problem and headache of that department that I was managing was this boy who recommended me. Called him a few times. Told him, look, my brother, you've got to shape up. Oh, Uncle Bo, yeah, I will. And then he will go and do the same thing. So one day I called him and said, I cannot allow you to continue operating this way. But because you are the one through whom I got this job, I will not fire you. I can't fire you. So I'm going to resign. But as part of my resignation letter will be a recommendation that you'll be fired. If you continue operating the way you are doing. I am giving you a warning. I will not be the one to fire you. I owe you too much to fire you. But I will also not let you continue messing this company up. So I went to the boss and said, I'm resigning. But this is the headache of the place. You can't move him anywhere else. I want you to give him a probation of 6 months. If 6 months he doesn't deliver these results, advise yourself. Do what you have to do. And then I went to him, showed him the letter, and said, the clock has started ticking for you now. You have 6 months. I've bought you 6 months to reform. After the 6 months, I am not here. I could have fired the guy, but I have learned certain principles. Why did David not kill Saul? Some of you are killing your Sauls even when there isn't the opportunity to kill him. You are killing him. Why did David not kill Saul? There are things we need to learn in Ghana. There are things we need to learn in Ghana. So, the first thing is character matters. In other words, character is capital. The second lesson from that story, deliver value. Value. In your dealing with a customer, don't outwit the customer. Let the customer always win. Because unless your business is short term, if your business is in the long term, let your customers always go away smiling, thinking that we cheated you. We got better value than what we paid for. That is a business that has a future. How many of you remember Matrico? Matrico was a shoe that was manufactured by Kumasi boys, my people. Beautiful shoes, beautiful designs, with labels, designer labels inside them, made in Italy. But when you buy that shoe, pray that it will never rain and catch you outside. Because all it took is one rain and you don't have a shoe. That was Matrico. Where's that business now? You see, repeat customer is what makes for sustainable business. Not that, oh, I got you and I cheated you. In every customer I sell to must become my sales agent. Must go away canvassing for sales for me. If you don't do that, your business does not have a future. And it doesn't matter how long you pray. It doesn't matter how many demons you cast out. Your business has no future. It's as simple as that. Deliver value. Deliver value. The last lesson there. Don't be short-term. Don't be short-sighted in your relations with people and with your customers. Think long-term. Think long-term. Think long-term. Don't try and make all the profit in the world today. Don't. Someday, this conference will pack will have its own conference center someday. Today we don't. Today we fight longer to get you to come. Someday it will be on your program. It will be on your schedule. It will be on the schedule of every friend of yours. From the beginning of the year, you and your friends will be talking, oh, September is coming. Oh, September is coming. September is coming. Why? Because of the value. To get there, it is the value we give you. It will get there. Let every customer, turn every customer into a friend. Turn every customer into a fan. Turn every customer into a loyal salesperson. Turn every customer into an advocate for you. Don't put off anybody, because customers are your lifeblood. In Ghana, we treat customers as if they are an intrusion and an interference and a disturbance. You know, we forget. If you're in business, your dress was bought for you by the customer. Your car was bought for you by your customer. The petrol in your car was bought for you by your customer. The rent of your office was bought for you by your customer. Everything about you, the school fees of your children was paid by the customer. And yet we disrespect this customer. Sometimes, why are you bothering me? Okay, how much is it? How much? Give him his money. Give him his money. Really? Really? Oh, you should come to our shows. We treat the customer, the patron, as king. We treat the patron as king. And if a report comes that a patron was not happy with his treatment, there is fire. And we move till we reach that person. And we apologize. And make it right. Immediately. We make it right. To assure them security, those of you who come to our shows, we have 3 levels of security for our patrons. I don't need them, but my patrons do. There's a private security company that you see in a uniform. There's a Ghana police that you see visible outside. But inside the auditorium, we also have macho men. Because Ghanaians misbehave a lot. So if you are misbehaving and disturbing other people, somebody comes to tap you on your shoulder, and you are still angry and you are making trouble. So you turn, what? Then you say, oh, Massa. When I get to the National Theatre, I tell the staff of National Theatre, you are no longer civil servants. You work for me. Every one of them. So if you see the washroom, you go to the washroom of National Theatre when I am at the National Theatre. What do you see there? If you think that is the default nature and state of the National Theatre, go to another room. No. We buy deodorant ourselves. We take care of it. We buy tea roll ourselves. We buy hand washing soap ourselves. Everything to make our people comfortable. Why? They are leaving home. They are coming as my guests. And someday when God blesses us with an auditorium of our own, Ghana knows see some before. Because what I'm trusting God for is that, Lord, I know you've given me high value people as patrons, but I want you to give me an auditorium, the comfort at which none of them will find in his home. Let them come into the place and acknowledge. When they walk into the washroom, public washroom in my auditorium, they must know that their washroom in their house comes nowhere near the quality here. Car park, nobody needs to worry his head about where am I going to park, and will my car be safe? It should be taken for granted. That is customer service. Deliver value. Be long-sighted, long-term. So sometimes the business may take about 10 years to make profit. It doesn't matter. Keep going. God will sustain you. But be faithful. Last month, we celebrated our 16th year of doing quarterly shows. And those of you who were there, every show, we asked those who were with us on day one to stand up. And in some shows, there are people from day one than there were currently. In other words, there are people who have stayed with me for 16 years. They come every quarter. Why do they come? You think they don't have anything better to do with their 200 cities? Or you think they don't have comfortable homes? They come because they know we'll be treated with respect. I'll tell you something. After one show, a young man walks to me. Uncle Bo, I'm a regular at your show, but today I didn't like a scene in the play. I didn't like the words a character used in the play. It offended me. I said, oh, really? I said, sir, thank you very much for bringing it to my attention. I promise you we'll change it. You know, normally we'll do 2 weekends. So he had come to me on the Sunday of the first weekend. On the Sunday of the second weekend, he comes to me. I didn't even know. Somebody stops me and said, Uncle, but do you remember me? I'm the man who had a complaint last weekend. I said, oh, yeah. He said, I came to see whether you did anything about my complaint. And I have seen the change you made. And I have come. He said, I've stayed here waiting for you because you were seeing all kind of people. But I wanted to say thank you to you for taking what I did. Because you see, we had taken care of that. He came back just to confirm that I had done it. I've told you 2 stories. I told you there's a third story. George, do I have time? George cannot speak. No, I think the 2 stories are enough if I have run out of time. But if there's time, then I can go on to the third story. Where's the MC? He was sitting here. Boss, do I have time? Come again. 10 minutes. No, 10 minutes that you are giving me, or 10 minutes as an extra time. September 1991, 33 years ago. I was a marketing manager of a company that was a leader in its sector. We had about 95% of the market. And the reason why it was 95% is that the other 5% took their stocks from us as well. So really, we had 100% of the market. The company was doing well. I was doing very well. Under my leadership, we had transformed the business. We were in places we've never been before. We were in regions we had never been before. And we were ready to roll out new products. I just returned from the US, from North America on a tour. And I come with ideas I wanted to implement. But because I was also experienced in the field, I was not implementing ideas wholesale. I knew how to adapt them for our purposes. We were poised to take the business to a whole new level. I leave home at 7 a.m. My house was just about 10 minutes drive from the office. Company house. So I get to the office around 7:15 and get into the business. Remember, I want you to know my mindset at that time. I was on top of the world. I was doing well. I was celebrated. I'd had a number of letters from my boss and from the board celebrating me and celebrating my success. 26 September 1991, 33 years ago, last Thursday. That's why I want to tell you the story, because it's a very recent thing. It happened, Thursday was exactly, it was a Thursday day, that day, just like 26 September this year also was a Thursday. Around 9 o'clock, my boss calls. Ebo, when you are free, I'd like to see you. When your boss calls you and says when you are free, you must be free. Do you understand me? Your boss must not wait for you. So I drop everything and I rush into his office. I get there and sitting in front of him was my mentor, who was the acting board chairman. I love this man. So I see him and I smiled at him. That's my mentor. We had done things together. I was the one who had, as it were, provided security for his children in the university to get SNIT loans. That's the kind of relationship I had with this man. I greeted him, smiled at him, and the man did not smile back. Maybe that should have told me something. Then he takes an envelope from my boss and gives it to me and says, "Here, Ebo." And right there, I opened the envelope in front of them. The heading, summary dismissal. And look at the letter. 8 very serious charges were leveled in that letter. And as a result, I've been fired immediately. That's summary dismissal. I had not been asked to explain any of the issues. I had not been confronted with any of the issues. The first time I realized I was that much of a criminal was in the letter. I go to my office, what else to do? Pack the few personal things. The car I was using was an official car, so I had to leave the car. Somebody gave me a lift home. My wife is home. I run a single income family. I'm the only one who works. So my wife is home. She finds me. And on that day, unfortunately, she had a number of visitors with her. And so here I was, 9:30. Her husband is back at home with his bag and everything. Ebo, what's happening? I don't mind her because she had asked the question in the hall where there were visitors. I'll greet them. I walk in. She follows up. And she says, "Ebo, what's happening?" I said, "I've been fired." What's the question a wife would ask? What did you do? Nothing had prepared me for this. I go to the washroom to pee, and the trauma of the occasion, the trauma of what had just hit me, was so much that my Kojo Mensah had vanished. Kojo Mensah is a coward. Kojo Mensah will put you in trouble, but when there's trouble, Kojo Mensah will be the first to leave you. So I stand in the washroom and I had to speak to Kojo Mensah and say, "Hey, Kojo, I have been fired, but you have not been fired. Come out now and then what kind of nonsense is that?" In fact, now you are going to be busier now than before. Then I said, no. I was home for 1.5 years. Now, remember, at this time, I was a very high-profile person. So the news of my dismissal spread like wildfire around the Christian community in Ghana. And you know Ghanaians are very good. Ghanaians don't need facts to know what has happened. No, Ghanaians don't need facts. What we don't know, we will make up. So, have you heard? A boy has been fired. What did he do? Everybody had an answer. And he did this, and he did this, and he did this. In fact, some of the things I heard I had done, when I heard, I clapped for myself. Wow, Ebo, you are such a thief. You are such a rogue. My goodness, where did you learn to be that much of a rogue? I was home for 1.5 years. In a single income home. And yet, for 1.5 years, God provided for me and my household. We had more to eat in the 1.5 years I was home than when I was working. More. Every day people came to visit because they've heard the news. You know, people are hearing the news every day. And then they must come home. And you know, Ghanaians, there are Ghanaians who visit you and they visit you. Do you understand? They don't leave. So there are people who can visit you during breakfast time and they will have to have breakfast. And they are there at lunch and you have to feed them. And they are there at supper and you have to feed them. Some of them will come back the next day. And we had to feed all of them. We had to provide hospitality for all these people. And we're able to provide for everybody. 1.5 years. My first Christmas that I was home, I wake up in the morning and say, oh Lord, when I was working, Christmas, if nothing at all, as for cocoa deer, as for chicken. Now remember, this is 1991, when Ghana has lost respect for chicken because you people chop chicken by hand. Do you understand me? In my time, you don't get chicken to chop by hand like that. Do you understand what I'm saying? We chop chicken 3 times a year. Do you understand? Christmas, Easter, and your birthday if you are fortunate, if you have rich parents. Otherwise, you don't see chicken. And even that, children, you are giving the legs of the chicken. Do you understand me? Today, most of you are not moving chicken. That's why you are so indisciplined. Anyway, so I tell the Lord, anya krano, not chicken. And then my wife runs into the room and says, Ebo, come and see. I go out and he tied to the tree in the middle of the house. And this was a gated house with a security. It was the biggest white sheep I ever saw. And I asked the security, Brahma, who bring him? He said, Master, I don't see him. We wake up, we don't have anything, and somebody has left rice and oil at the door. The Lord provided for us for the 1.5 years. I was jobless. And then with time, the Lord began to restore me. Gradually. And then as he restored me, there was this man who had been used. What had happened was that they had used our external auditors to write a damning report about me to the board and had given the board the impression that if you left him one more day, he would collapse this company because he's thinking of starting his own company on the back of the company that employs him, which is not true. But that was the report from the auditor. And the guy who was the partner of that auditing firm followed me everywhere. Everywhere I went, he wrote to that company and said, that man you've employed is a criminal. We fired him from here. I went to work with the First African Financial Services, and he wrote to Mr. Dazi. What he didn't know is that wherever I went, I told them my history. So Mr. Dazi knew. At that time, I was even in court trying to prove my innocence. So Mr. Dazi calls me and says, Mr. Whyte, what is wrong with your people? I said, which people? He said, those people. Look at the stupid letter they have written to me. Mr. Whyte, take the letter, go and draft a response for me, and I will sign it. I went to work with a kind of farmer They wrote to Mr. Kofi Nsiapoku, that guy there is a crook. We advise you to get rid of him. Mr. Kofi Nsiapoku calls me and says, Mr. Whyte, now something perform a Christian for. You said they are Christians. I said, yes. He said, look at the stupid letter they have written to me. Look, go and draft a response and bring it to me. I'll sign to them. I went to work with Vodi. They wrote to Mr. Taylor. Mr. Taylor calls me and said, what is wrong with your people? Then he said, don't worry about it. And he threw the letter away. Everywhere. This man followed me. The managing partner of the firm on whose report my boss had acted, the board had acted to. I won't go into all the details because I don't have, but when the Lord had restored me, the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences had invited me to chair as a special guest of honor for their function. I was a guest speaker at the function at Academy of Arts and Sciences at the British Council. I get there. I had gotten there early, and the secretary, executive secretary said, Uncle Ebo, let's wait for the people to settle down. We would like all of us, all those who will be on the high table, to go in together. We'll process in. So I am in the foyer. Those of you who know the British Council, you know that when you walk out of the car park, where you enter is the foyer. So everybody who is entering will see you if you are standing in the foyer. I'm standing there looking through the glass, and who should I see come in? But this man. And then he enters and he sees me. Ebo, what are you doing here? Now remember, British Council is a public place. You don't have a right to ask anybody what he's doing there. But he walks to me, Ebo, what are you doing here? And I said, I put my hands behind me and said, sir, I'm coming, I'm attending the program of the Academy of Arts and Science because it's a public program anyway. And I said, as for us, we are special guests. So I have a special invitation. He shows me the invitation. All right, okay, sir. So they have reserved a seat for me. So I'm going to sit down. The usher leads him there. And then it is soon after him. And God has a sense of humor. This did not happen before him. This happened after he had sat down. Just as he sat down, they come to me and said, Mr. Whyte, we are ready to go. Now, those of you who know as the British Council, it's like this room. You come, the podium is here. So we come in through the back. We come in through the people. I decide to walk behind all of them. No, not because I'm the only person who didn't have a title. Do you understand me? Everybody in this thing was a professor emeritus or professor something. Me, I had 8 charges against me in a dismissal letter. So we're walking, and I have my hands behind me, and we are walking. And you know, professors, they don't walk that fast. All right, now he's sitting where my brother in the African print is sitting. The podium is there. The staircase is there. So everybody has to go this way. Do you understand me? And so the first professor gets here, and the man is excited because he knows the professor. This is a big-time professor emeritus. So he bows to the professor emeritus, excited to be in the same room with the professor. Do you understand? He bows. The professor didn't even look at him, but he bows. And he's smiling. He's excited. I am in the same room with this man. So the man goes, the next person is even a bigger professor. So he bows even deeper because he's happy and things like that. And they all come in, and I'm at the back and walking. And I'm watching him at the back of my eye. Then I get there and he goes, hey, Ebo! He catches himself just at that time because he realized he's in the wrong place. But he couldn't shut his mouth. His mouth was open. And I followed the people. Quietly. We go all the way. The table is there. My seat was in the middle. I knew that. But I get there and I stand back and I do this, like I did to George here. And I wait. Then the executive secretary, oh, Mr. Whyte, this is yours. So I come in and sit and I stand there. Then I still look at the man, his mouth is still. And then I stand there. The professors are standing. Everybody is standing. Then the secretary tells me, Mr. Whyte, if you don't sit down, nobody will sit down. So I bow and I take my seat. I was sorry for the man that day. My friends, listen to me. When God's time is ready, He makes sure. Did you hear me? I said, when God's time is up and ready, He makes sure. He doesn't do things in ordinary ways. He does it in an extraordinary way. Just that it must be on His time. You must be patient to wait for Him. He hasn't forgotten to you. He will remember you. He will come through for you. Just wait on Him, because He will come through for you. Oh, listen, there's a passage in Scripture that I don't know whether you have noted it that carefully. That prepares a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Have you thought about it? Do you know what that verse means? Your enemies won't eat with you. Why are they there when you are at table? Your enemies won't eat with you. Why are they in the same room where you are having it when you are eating? It's because they are there. No, not to see you. They are not interested in seeing you. Otherwise, they will not be there. They will go away. You know why they are there? Because they are mandated to be there. Why are they mandated to be there? Because they are the servants. They are there to serve you. They are there to serve you. That's the only reason they can be in the same room where you are at a feast. You know what that means? Anybody who decides I don't like you has just registered to be employed as your servant. The only reason why that guy is not serving you, that boy is not serving you, that woman is not serving you is because of your anger, because of your bitterness. Let that bitterness go. Leave it for God and see what He will do. Leave it for God and see what He will do. Because He will do plenty. The Ebo Whyte you see here is the resurrected Ebo Whyte. I was not this big on September 26, 1991. Today, even 90-year-old men call me Uncle Ebo Whyte. I have been on the Ghana's most influential people list for more than 10 years, every year. Why? Because, you see, what happened on 26 September 1991 was God forcing the cocoon out, was forcing the butterfly out of the cocoon. It was God forcing. There's no way I would have left that company. But He knew I needed to be out. And the only way He could get me out is to get them to force me out. God has you covered. That's what I want you to know. He has you covered. You see, have you read this? Your life was sealed before your mother knew she was pregnant. Are you aware? The days of my life were written in your book before any of them began. In other words, my life was sealed before my mother knew she was pregnant. It is not you born of a woman who will go and change that book. The reason why that book does not correspond with your experience is because you are not looking to God. You are not trusting God. You are not filled with the fullness of God. Let go. Some of you are still bitter about certain people in your lives. Let them go. That stepmother, That father who was irresponsible. That boy who broke your heart. He was unworthy of you. Let him go. That girl, you paid her school fees, and when she finished school, she said, you are not her kind of man. Let her go. Let her go. And that boy who wasted all your time on the program and will not allow you to close the program, let him go.
Please put your hands together for Uncle Ebo Whyte.